Practice It tutorial, today we'll be going over 7.2, exercise 7.2, range. So the question asks us to write a static method named range that takes an array of integers as a parameter and returns the range of the values contained in the array. The range of an array is defined to be one more than the difference between its largest and smallest element. For example, if the largest element in the array is 15 and the smallest is 4, the range is 12. If the largest and smallest values are the same, the range is 1. The following table shows some calls to your method and returns their results. So in the first one, the smallest is 2 and the greatest is 8. So it would be 8 minus 2, which is 6, plus 1 is 7. And so on and so forth for the other examples. So we can assume that the array contains at least one element and should not make any assumptions about the values of the particular elements in the array. They could be extremely large, very small, etc. And I should not modify the contents of the array. So there are two ways to do it. One, which is a little bit easier than the other, and the other is it's a little bit extra. But so the first way would be to find the minimum and the maximum by just using a for loop. So we'd have the minimum, which we set to the max value, and max, which would be 0. And then we just go through the array like this. And then we check, min is equal to math done. The minimum between the minimum and the value that we're iterating over, and max is the same thing. Max and the value that we're going through. And then what we do is we return max minus min plus 1. So this is one way to do it. Another way, which requires only 2 lines really, is if we were to actually just sort the array, right? So the sorting will allow us to automatically know what is the greatest value in the array and what is the smallest value, because the smallest will be at the first index and the greatest will be at the last index. So now all we can do is return the length, the last index minus the first index plus 1. And there we go.